CT Lab Newsletter, Connecticut Library for Accessible Books, Connecticut State Library, July and August 2025. CT Lab News, CT Lab Book Club. The next CT Lab Book Club will meet virtually on Wednesday, July 23, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The title we will be reading is How to Read a Book, a Novel by Monica Wood. This title is available as a talking book cartridge and from Bard as DB121701. A summary of the book follows. Violet Powell, a 22-year-old from rural Abbott Falls, Maine, is being released from prison after serving 22 months for a drunk driving crash that killed a local kindergarten teacher. Harriet Larson, a retired English teacher who runs the prison book club, is facing the unsettling prospect of an empty nest. Frank Daigle, a retired machinist, hasn't yet come to grips with the complications of his marriage to the woman Violet killed. When the three encounter each other one morning in a bookstore in Portland, Violet to buy the novel she was reading in the prison book club before her release, Harriet to choose the next title for the women who remain, and Frank to dispatch his duties as the store handyman, their lives begin to intersect in transformative ways. How to Read a Book is an unsparingly honest and profoundly hopeful story about letting go of guilt, seizing second chances, and the power of books to change our lives. With the heart, wit, grace, and depth of understanding that has characterized her work, Monica Wood illuminates the decisions to define a life and the kindnesses that make life worth living. Please register for the book club by calling Paula McLean at 860-704-2216 or 800-842-4516. Participants will receive the Zoom meeting link or dial-in phone number approximately 1 week before the book club meeting. Connecticut Talking Books now available. Read below for a selection of locally produced talking books now available on Bard, the Braille and audio reading download service from the National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, NLS. These books can also be sent to patrons on a talking book cartridge. Connecticut Talking Books are recorded by volunteers at the studios of Talking Books CT/CVSBH. DBC 06255, Assignment Rescue, an autobiography, written by Varian Fry, Marseille, France, August 1940. The Gestapo's blacklist was thousands of names long. How many people could he get out before Hitler sealed the frontiers? Varian Fry didn't know any more about being an undercover agent than what he'd seen in the movies. But he was one man who could get into Vichy France, where thousands of people had fled Hitler's Germany. Unless he could get them out, they'd be trapped, turned back to the concentration camps and death camps. An exciting, true story of World War II, Varian Fry describes the methods he used to get thousands of hunted men and women to safety. Nonfiction, World History. DBC 28327, Hoop Tales, Yukon Huskies Women's Basketball, written by Therese Carmel. Carmel, the Yukon's women's basketball beat writer from the Meriden Record Journal for more than 20 years, shares her favorite memories of this beloved team. Together, you'll relive the highs and lows and become reacquainted with some of the team's all-time greatest heroes and legends, including Carrie Bascom, Rebecca Lobo, Diana Taurasi, and Gino Auriemma. Nonfiction, Sports. DBC 28049, The Heiress of Water, a novel, written by Sandra Rodriguez Barron. When young Monica's mother dies in an accident at sea, she must leave the tropical paradise in El Salvador that was her home. Grieving, Monica and her American father moved to Connecticut, vowing not to look back. But years later, when an intriguing stranger enters Monica's life bearing an unusual request, Monica is propelled back to her past. Retracing the shadowy last days of her mother, a marine scientist whose research is being corrupted, Monica's discoveries will shatter the family's truce. Fiction. DBC 06322, Summer of the Dragon, written by Elizabeth Peters. A good salary and an all-expenses-paid summer spent at a sprawling Arizona ranch is too good a deal for fledgling anthropologist DJ Abbott to turn down. What does it matter that her rich new employer/benefactor, Hank Honeycutt, is a certified oddball who is presently funding all manner of offbeat projects, from alien conspiracy studies to a hunt for dragon bones. There's even talk of treasure buried in nearby mountains, but DJ isn't going to allow loose speculation or the considerable charms of handsome professional treasure hunter Jesse Franklin to sidetrack her, until Honeycutt suffers a mysterious accident and then vanishes. On a high desert search for the missing millionaire, DJ is learning things that may not be healthy for her to know. The game someone is playing goes far beyond the rational universe, and it could leave DJ legitimately dead. Fiction, adventure, mystery, and romance. DBC 28052, Eddie's Bastard, written by William Kowalski. With the recent death of his only son, Eddie, Grandpa Man believes he is the last surviving member of his once great family, until the morning he finds an abandoned baby in a basket on his doorstep with a note identifying the occupant as, quote, Eddie's Bastard, end quote. What follows is the bittersweet story of an old man who raises his grandson, steeping him in complex heritage. Fiction and historical fiction. National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, NLS, updates. Bard 2 offers new features for patrons. Bard, the NLS Braille and audio reading download website, now offers expanded functionality and will serve as a gateway for new services in the future. If you use Bard on the web, you will have access to Bard 2 in late July. Features of the new Bard website include reorganization of the Bard wish list, reading history, subscriptions, and account settings under one menu. New sorting capabilities of book list. Book lists can be refined by format, language, and subject. An updated search engine that will make it easier to find books and deliver search results faster. And advanced search functionality. Access to the new Bard website requires a change in login procedures. CT Lab will contact Bard users, especially web users, and provide instructions for login procedures. Please contact CT Lab if you have questions, would like to register for Bard, need assistance, or would like to tell us about your experience with Bard 2. To contact CT Lab, please call 860-704-2220 or 800-842-4516. Upcoming NLS programs. Get to know the many faces of Bard. NLS staff members offer tips, answer questions, and demonstrate new features of Bard, the Bard mobile app, and Bard Express each month during the Many Faces of Bard. This online event is open to all patrons and is held at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the second Thursday of every month. Get program details, login information, and recordings of previous programs at www.loc.gov/NLS/news-and-faces-of-Bard. That All May E-Read program. NLS presents a monthly program called That All May E-Read on Zoom. This program, scheduled monthly for the last Tuesday night of each month, focuses on using the NLS Braille e-readers. Each session begins with a brief demonstration of a feature or use case. The rest of the hour is spent answering patron questions about any aspect of the ZoomMax or HumanWare Braille e-readers. Get program details and access recordings of previous programs at www.loc/and-updates/that-all-may-eread. CT Lab contact information. CT Lab hours of operation. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Phone numbers 860-704-2220, 800-842-4516, toll free for in-state callers. Email address csl.accessiblebooks@ct.gov. That's CSL as in Connecticut State Library .accessiblebooks@ct as in Connecticut.gov. Mailing address 786 South Main Street, Middletown, Connecticut 06457. Upcoming holiday closings. July 4th, 2025, Independence Day. September 1st, 2025, Labor Day. October 13th, 2025, Columbus Day. November 11th, 2025, Veterans Day. This concludes the July and August 2025 CT Lab newsletter.